What is the most significant quarterback battle? Because we've had some great ones this preseason.
This is the best one. But if you ask me what the most significant one is, I have to go with San Francisco. Because the Patriots are my dark horse as a Super Bowl threat, right? San Francisco can't qualify as a dark horse. The last time San Francisco was healthy, Shanahan designed the play. It was a Super Bowl win against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It was a Super Bowl win. Just got to hit Sanders. And he missed.
For me, it has to be the Patriots. It has to be the Patriots because the simple fact of this. You look at the last 20 years, Max, the Patriots have missed the playoffs only 3 times. In one of those years, they went 11-5. 2008, that's when Matt Castle was the quarterback. Tom Brady got hurt, right? So you look at what Bill Belichick has done in free agency. He's brought in a ton of guys on defense. He brought in tight ends on offense. He brought in wide receivers. He spent the most money that he's ever spent in his life when it comes to free agency. So what does that tell me? Bill Belichick does not like sitting at home come playoff time. So he wants to make the playoff again. So that's why I think this quarterback battle between Mac Jones and Cam Newton, which right now is not going well for Cam Newton, with the simple fact that he's going to miss.
It was going great for Cam Newton. By the way, it was going well for Mac Jones, great for Cam Newton until these protocols.
But the simple fact that Cam Newton is missing these 5 days, and you have a guy like Bill Belichick who's saying that this opens up the door for Mac Jones, that's not good for him. But I think when it comes to Bill Belichick, he just wants a guy who's not going to turn the football over. He wants the guy who's going to go through his reads, get the football where it's supposed to go, and not lose in a football game. So that's why I think this is the most significant, because the Patriots organization, that's why I say they can't be a dark horse, Max. They won 6 Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
Yeah, but
they
all
only
with,
missed
all with Tom
3
Brady.
times.
Now listen, Mr. Harry Douglas.
The
fourth. The fact of the matter is that was merely a dramatic pause I gave you, and then you thought I was done with my statement. That's just a pause. The dramatic pause was they almost won the Super Bowl. But here's the payoff, and this is why it's San Francisco. Garoppolo is capable of winning a Super Bowl. You can't tell me he's going to miss that throw every time, and he can help get you there. Remember, he wins 3 out of every 4 games he starts for a team that loses 3 out of every 4 he doesn't start, right? He can play. It's just not obvious. But you know what's obvious? Trey Lance's talent. Trey Lance's leadership, Trey Lance's learning curve, Trey Lance's arm, Trey Lance's legs, right? All that is obvious. And Garoppolo's injury history is also obvious. So you're talking about a potential Super Bowl team. What do you do? This is not like Chicago for me, where I don't see them winning the Super Bowl. So I say, throw Andy Dalton out there, using him as a tackling dummy, protect Justin Fields. This is different. Has shades of Mahomes and Alex Smith. Like, wait a minute, if you think you can win a Super Bowl, do you go with the guy with more ability, more upside, the guy in practice where people are going like, oh, my God, you got to start this guy. Even if he's a little green, he's got too much talent. Or do you go with the guy with the experience, who all he does is win, who came 1 pass away from a Super Bowl on a team that's loaded right now, and you got your best defensive monster back, right? What do you do? To me, that's the most significant, because it can have implications this season on who plays in the Super Bowl.
And see, I got to go with the most successful organization over the last 20 years. It's a pride thing with Bill Belichick, right? Sitting on them sidelines last year, not being in those playoffs, competing to go to a Super Bowl and actually trying to win a Super Bowl. It's a pride thing with Bill Belichick. That's why we see him spend the money he spent in free agency. That's why we see him draft a number 1 quarterback overall, so he can compete with Cam Newton, so they can see who's the best guy for the job to get them back to the top of the helm.
Okay, with that being said, let's stay right in their division. Can the Patriots even compete with the Buffalo Bills?
Can they compete? I don't think they're going to win the division. I think the Buffalo Bills is going to win the division.
I think the Patriots can compete with the Bills, absolutely. What the Bills have that no one else in that division has is a quarterback who can kill you from the pocket and with his legs. Like, Josh Allen every year got significantly better, right? Like, Lamar Jackson, a guy like that, took the league by storm, and now we're waiting for certain things to improve still. Josh Allen, year over year, it's like, okay, he's a rookie, he has ability, he's no good yet. Next year, you know what? He's already a pretty good quarterback. Next year, damn, he's like almost an MVP level quarterback, right? Who in the division has something like that? I believe in Cam Newton, but I don't think of him as an MVP right now. You know, I think Tua has a chance to be good, not an MVP. And obviously, Zach Wilson is far away.
Max,
based on what's around him.
What did you think of Cam Newton last season before all the COVID?
I thought he was good. Like, I got to tell you, I thought the crispest, most exciting game of the season that featured two guys who I thought those are elite quarterbacks was Seattle and New England early on. I saw Russell Wilson, maybe the most valuable player in the NFL over the last half dozen years, right? If you add up all the value, maybe in no 1 year, but all together. I saw Russell Wilson and Cam Newton dueling. I saw Bobby Wagner, a great defensive player in his prime, need to make a goal line stand, make a play on the goal line.
One play away.
One play away. And Cam, through 5-6 weeks, until he got COVID, I was like, look at this dude.
But I will say, in that game, though, Cam did have a bad interception, right? Three-step game, quick game. You can't pat that football. You got to let it go.
Well, but
Can I ask a question that's really been on my mind here with the COVID stuff, Harry? If you're a teammate and you're somebody that is vaccinated and you saw a situation with somebody like Cam last year, okay, he played, he came in, he played well, he gets COVID, he can't play, et cetera, and then their season falls. And now it's this season, and I understand it was a mix-up with the test, but there's a certain protocol he has to follow. He's not there for the week. If those kind of things happen, your quarterback or a particular player might not be available. I mean, even for fantasy football, I've been thinking about that with the COVID factor. Are you frustrated, or do you think the coaching staff is, if somebody decides not to get vaccinated and then it impairs your team's success?
Well, first thing first, Molly, as a teammate, I'm going to try to convince all my guys to get vaccinated, right? I just had one of my best friends yesterday. He just got vaccinated. He texted me a picture of his card, say, I got my first shot, man. Appreciate your insight, right? So I'm going to do everything in my power to see if guys can get vaccinated. But at the same time, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, Molly.
Not in America, man. If you don't want to get vaccinated, this is the United States of America. No one's going to stick anything in your arm. Everyone will fight for that.
Unwanted.
But I mean, like, would it divide a locker room?
But this is my point.
Yeah.
That's your choice.
Yeah.
Stay home then. Stay home. The NFL has every right to be like, look, I mean, not only is it monumentally stupid in a public health crisis where we find, oh my God, a miracle, we have a vaccination, and it works incredibly well. But also people are reacting to misinformation and disinformation, sometimes put out intentionally to trick you to do the wrong thing.